Yo, yo, can y'all hear me? Talk a little bit of shit this morning, you heard? Cynical salute. Can you hear me? Bobby Ramos, salute. Came to talk a little bit of shit, you know what I'm saying? Humble Gemini, salute. Stay right there, hold on. Oh no, you got a wrench. I thought you wasn't run stuff. I must have, yeah, I went back and gave everybody wrenches and shit like that. I'm gonna talk a little bit of shit this morning, you heard? I'm gonna talk a little bit of shit. I see there's a dick sucker online right now, sucking mad dingling, you heard? Respectfully. Sucking mad dingling. How a motherfucker gonna say and that niggas be acting like females and niggas be doing and shout out to the females, you heard? Niggas gonna say niggas don't care about what motherfuckers is talking about. Niggas is talking about this and niggas is doing that and niggas is doing this and Henny did this and I don't care about his family and I don't care about none of that. But that same dick sucker called me, yo, Payne wanted me to do a live, but I fuck with you. I think you're a stand-up sturdy individual. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna call you. I felt like I had to call you because I wasn't gonna do a live and ask you about that shit on a live. You heard? I don't fuck with Payne. Payne did me dirty. Did all this shit. Sexy J, salute. OG, salute. Right? Motherfucker called me like, yo, Payne wanted me to do this. He wanted me to do a live and have you come up there and ask you these questions and put you on blast. But I feel like you're a sturdy individual. You're a stand-up individual. I see how you move. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, Payne said this, Payne said that, Payne said this, Payne said that. And I'm like, listen, bro, respectfully, I don't want to owe nobody no explanation. You heard? This is what I told them. This is what I told them. On the strength of my kids, on the strength of my kids, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what's up. Just so motherfuckers don't be thinking the fucked up shit that this motherfucker be saying, motherfuckers don't get it twisted, right? So I'm like, yo, I'm like, he asked me a couple questions and I corrected him. I straightened that out. Oh yeah, I kind of figured that from the person that it's coming from, right? That's what he did. But now he talking about he doesn't give a fuck about the kids. He just wanted to roast this little Taco Bell, the little Taco Bell that he was fucking praising, the one that he was looking up to. Yo, you inspired me, Henny. You motivated me. You heard? You heard? That's what he said, not me. He called me trying to work out in front of the camera. You heard? That's what he did, not me. Not me. Henny didn't do that. Henny didn't do that. He did that. I'll come to the chat. If I don't know you, I don't know none of y'all. I'll come to the chat, I'll support. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge nobody on nothing. I just support. Something ends up coming out, we all hear shit, we like, damn, that's crazy. If that's true, that's crazy. That's what we say, right? Now, if somebody produces paperwork, that's a different story. He was all on my dick. He was all on my dick till he saw that I wasn't fucking with him, that I wasn't collabing with him. Now he's doing all this shit, right? But he's over there, doesn't realize that he's over there in 4K sucking wild dick. That's what he's doing. He's not sucking Matruski. He's not. Oh, Mac did that shit trying to play niggas. As, Sean Prince, let me tell you something, you dick sucker. You heard? Let me tell you something. When you see this in chats, because obviously you're watching. Obviously you see in the chats when they be like, yo, you want to become a Matruski boy? You want to become a Matruski boy? Right? That's what you see that shit in chats. So you really think that we're applying for shit. You heard? If I'm gonna just throw a name out there. If Spec if Spec came into the chat tomorrow, or Wax Dog came into the chat tomorrow, shout out to both them brothers, you heard? They came into the chat tomorrow with their name, with Wax Truski. We're gonna say Wax is a Matruski boy, you heard? Respectfully. We do it for the sport, bro. But you over there sucking mad dick. You heard? You know what the problem is? I bet you behind the scenes you try to apply and your application got denied. You heard? Meanwhile, niggas don't apply for nothing. This shit is wrecked, my nigga. But you sucking mad dick over there. I keep repeating that because somehow, some way, you don't realize that you sucking mad dick over there. You heard? Respectfully. Respectfully. On the strength of a shorty, I'm not gonna put your business out there. But just know that I know your business. Respectfully. Respectfully. At my father's ashes, I know your business. You heard? Because at one time, shorty wasn't fucking with you. And she was fucking with me. You heard? Respectfully. Behind the scenes. You heard? You heard? And this is a fact. And this is a fact. But me and Shorty are not on bad terms. Shorty don't come over here, but me and Shorty are not on bad terms. So I ain't gonna do that. You heard? But Sean, oh, Henny knows. You heard? Henny knows. Big creep. Big creep. And shout out to the fucking 6 people in the building. You heard? I ain't doing this shit for to have a big crowd. I'm doing this shit because this shit right here is gonna stay public. You heard? And Henny's gonna share it. Henny's gonna share it. And he's gonna see that shit on Henny when Henny shares it. You heard? Not only him. That this is for the for Tony. You heard? The crack De Niro nigga too. You heard? This is for him. You heard? Y'all know who I'm talking about? This fella right here. This fella. I ain't shit. This fella. Y'all know why his pictures always got the y'all know why Crack De Niro always got, he covers his face and he always does shit to his face where you can't see his face? This why. This why. That's the Crack De Niro nigga that be in the car. That's why the fucking camera's pointed up to the ceiling, you heard? That's Tony. That's Tony Toca. Tony toca bola con la boca. Yo, Tony, you look crazy, B. You look crazy. I will cover my face too if I look like that. You heard? Respectfully. Respectfully, you heard? That's what crack does to you. That shit is crazy, B. That shit is crazy. No wonder you're so hurt, Shorty don't fuck with you no more. You heard? No wonder you're so hurt, Shorty don't fuck with you no more. Because you probably will never, ever, ever in life see another pretty lady like that standing next to you. Respectfully. And shout out to Shorty. You heard? You look crazy, my man. But let me tell you something, right? You like going on your panel, on your lives, and you like talking crazy about niggas that don't even fuck with you, don't know you. You heard? Respectfully. Yeah, help him out. Clip that. Yo, Tamiya, what up? Right? Let me tell you something, Tony. You heard? Let me tell you something. You like going up there and showing my picture that has my son and my daughter in the picture, and then you proceed to say some weird shit about me and my daughter, right? You know why you do that? Because I've showed paperwork. I've showed paperwork showing that she's a scorned woman, respectfully, you heard? Respectfully, I showed that. The court just said that they found it to be lying in court, you heard? Respectfully. I got paperwork saying that the state of Alabama did a thorough search of a 4.5-year-old little girl. You heard? If they would have checked my daughter out and something was wrong with my daughter, I would be under the prison right now, respectfully. I would have been in a body bag because they would have fucking, they'd have did me filthy in there. You heard? Respectfully. You heard? But I don't know you. I don't know you at all. for you to put my picture up there with my daughter and say that I did anything to my motherfucking daughter. You heard? But I know this. I know that you scared Shorty. I know that for a fact. See, it's been almost 3 years. You said it, not me. It's been almost 3 years, and the other day, somebody's like, yo, homeboy's live. He might talk shit about you because he's talking shit about everybody. And I'm like, let me go look. Let me go see what's going on over there. You heard? So I go over there, and you start talking about something about your screensaver, and in 3 years, almost three, you went to the date. You said 2 years, 9 months, 53 days, 17 hours, 36 minutes, and 19 seconds. You said that, not me. You heard? You did that. That's some psychotic shit, my nigga. You heard? Meanwhile, I don't hear Shorty ever speak on you. You heard? So when I went live, because you keep mentioning me and my kid, Shorty came to my live. You heard? She came to my live. Let's read what that says. Give it a second, because it's too small on my phone. So I gotta wait a few seconds, because look, she said, dude, Miss Jessica. Shout out to Jessica. She says, dude is a weirdo. Tony, you're dude. Dude equals Tony equals Stacks De Niro, Crack De Niro. You heard? Dude is a weirdo. Stack, how about you show those messages of you crying because I don't speak to you? Huh? Why don't you show those? Why don't you show those messages? Huh? Why don't you show those messages? Meanwhile, you're concerned about Henny, and Henny has no idea. I didn't know that you sent her messages crying. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Now I do, because you got my attention. You heard? You heard? Nah, you know why I do say? I say his name so he knows who I'm talking to. You heard? But I'm not going to say his name no more. I'm not. That's Tony. The only nigga yelling and crying on the internet over somebody that doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, I think that was done. Hold on. Tony, look at this, Tony, the only nigga yelling and screaming on the internet. She also said, y'all read that? Leave me the fuck alone. It's becoming scary. That's what she said. You're scaring her, bro. Then she said, men don't act that way. Men don't act that way. You heard that? That's not a spick wetback telling you that. That's not Henny telling you that. Look at the screen. Look at the screen, Tony. Yes, he's saying that. You heard? But I don't see those messages referring to DBN. Shout out to DBN. You heard? You see that, Tony? While you're trying to put your demons on me and say that I did some weird shit to my kid, knowing, I know you're in the bushes all the time, because you know in every single chat that I go to. Meanwhile, I just found out about you. I literally just found out about you. Somebody sent me a screenshot to your Instagram. You've been posting me since February 19th, to be exact. You heard? You heard? I don't know you, my man. I don't know you. But I know that Jesse is saying that you're not a man, because men don't act that way. Respectfully. I don't ever see Bobby Ramos. I'm glad you said something, because I don't ever see Bobby Ramos. She might do a little like trolling and shit like that, but I don't ever see her really. Like I said, Tony, I don't know you. Never heard of you. Never seen Bobby Ramos mention your name, but you're in your live mentioning her name. And you got the Bobby Ramos, and you got the Jessicas, and you got the this girl and this girl, and you got the what? Don't you get bored sitting in the bushes? I'm not gonna sit in the bushes and just watch. I'll watch for 2 or 3 minutes and get the fuck out of there. You heard? I'll come out the bushes and I'll type. You sitting in the bushes, Tony, watching everything. Yo, February 19th, I had no idea who you were. But you was in Hood TMZ's live watching me and OG on a panel. Ain't that a bitch? That's stalkerish. You heard? That's stalkerish. You see what Jess said? Meanwhile, in your fantasy world, in your mind, you think that you and Jess have something beautiful and like something beautiful, but it says it right there. Dude, you're a weirdo. Why don't you show the messages? Because I've seen you show some messages up there when y'all were all lovey-dovey and shit like that. But then you didn't show you didn't show further down the messages when you was crying. You heard, Tony? You was crying. She said she's telling you, she's talking to you because she knows you're in the bushes. Read that. She said she's talking, she didn't put your name there, but she's saying, Tony, leave me the fuck alone. It's becoming scary. She's talking to you, bro. You heard? You heard? I got a little more info too, you heard? But I'm gonna keep that in the chamber, respectfully. Respectfully. I'm just showing you stuff that's already, in the atmosphere. It was out there, you heard? She wrote that shit in the chat, respectfully. Or she wrote that when she wrote this. That you're not a man, you heard? Tú no eres un hombre. Tú no eres un hombre. You heard? You heard? Keep my dick out your mouth, my nigga. You don't know me. I don't know you. You heard? You're in Florida. You mad close. You mad close. You say you're a gangster, right? You say you're a gangster. You like to throw hands. Fuck all that gun shit. That's what you said. I didn't say that. You said that on your life while you talking shit and sucking mad dick over there. You and I saw a message you showed between you and the other dick sucking prince. That's his name. Dick sucking princess. You heard? The rolling dick sucker. You heard? He's a rolling dick sucker. I saw y'all going back and forth messaging, talking about the Dibiensky. That's crazy. Now, listen, I'm just saying what that message says. You heard? Listen, Yesy. He's been doing wild lives on you and showing all messages and calling you all kinds of crazy things, and it's crazy to me. I'm like, and he's saying that he's gonna come and punch me in the face, and I'm gonna buy him a pizza smoothie. You heard? That's what he said. He also said that you be saluting a weirdo that stuck his hand down his daughter's pamper and did something to my daughter. That's what he said. You heard? So I'm like, why are you saying that about me? It sounds like to me like it sounds like to me like Tony, the only nigga yelling and crying on the internet is the only bitch that is around here. He sounds like a bitch because it says it right there. It says men don't act that way. That's what that says. Men don't act that way. You don't. Yo, he's just showing mad messages, and it's crazy. But then he's putting these demons on me. I was just saying, that the shit he's doing is weirdo shit. It's weirdo shit. The shit he's doing is weirdo shit. You know what I'm saying? He's in the bushes. He watches everything. He knows in every single chat, every single panel I go to. I just learned about this guy. I just learned. I went live and addressed him maybe 2 weeks ago. I want to say 2 weeks ago. Right? But I am. Right? Check this out. He knows exactly what lives I go into. Everything. And he's been posting me on his Instagram since February. That's some weird shit. I'm just telling him that's creepy to me. Not only is it scary, that message says it's scary. It's becoming scary. Yes, it is. I agree with you. Yes, that shit's becoming scary because I don't know who this gentleman is. You heard? I do. I got a picture of him. Stay right there, Jess. I got a picture of him. You heard? Since he likes to cover his shit up, right? So nobody sees his face. Nah, check this out. Bow. See what I'm saying? Hey, yo, I will cover my face up too. I will cover my face up too. You heard? I will cover my face up too. Respectfully. How you out here talking mad crazy about me, but you look like this, homeboy? Yo, I ain't shit. I know. I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna stay up here mad long anyways. You know what I'm saying? I had this live set up since I think it might have been the day before. I just haven't gone live. You heard? But homeboy, I will keep. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm not really saying his name. But I know he's in the bushes. I know he's in the bushes. You know what I'm saying? And he says some crazy shit about the kid, and just telling him, bro, the shit he's doing is weirdo shit. It's weirdo shit. I don't give a fuck about him. I know nothing about him. I know nothing about him. He said that. He said in his life. He said in his life that he has a fucking tumor in his ass the size of a fucking baseball. You heard? Or football. Sorry, he said football. Right? Fuck cancer, you heard? Fuck cancer. But I don't know why since February he's been worrying about Henny. He said that on his live. So I didn't see this in the chat. I didn't pick this up from just anywhere, right? So my thing is, cancer's serious, you heard? I lost my father, I lost my grandparents to cancer, you heard? Fuck cancer, respectfully. So my advice to homeboy is like, yo, get your shit together, you heard? Like, get your shit together. Worry about that massive football that stuffed up your ass. I understand that shit's probably uncomfortable, but Henny didn't put that shit there, you heard? You heard? Worry about, you got a fucking, your doctor got Matumbo arms, you heard? He got Matumbo arms, and every fucking what? 2 months? He's gotta stick that shit up your ass, fucking elbow deep? Worry about that shit. I know you mad about that shit. I know that's probably uncool. You might like it. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I don't give a fuck because I don't know you. But worry about your situation, you heard? Worry about what the fuck you got going on. Why are you worrying about my daughter? Why are you worrying about my daughter? Didn't you say in your life? Didn't you? You said it in your life. You said in your life, and I don't agree, and I'm not making fun of this situation. Respectfully, I'm not. I don't think that shit is funny, but you brought it to the internet for Henny to hear while talking shit about Henny. You heard? Before you go talking shit about my daughter or shit that never happened to my daughter, why don't you bring your daughter some flowers? You heard? Respectfully. You heard? You keep pumping this fucking bullshit to the fucking Chop Shot Salute, DBS Salute. You keep pumping this fucking bullshit to your fucking whoever. You're probably telling me. You're probably telling me because I be when I go in there, there's one person in the chat. So I'm assuming that's just counting me. You heard? Because that shit don't go up to 2 when I'm in there. It don't. Respectfully. Like, before you got on your live and you said that shit about your ass and you said that shit about your child, may she rest in peace, you was talking shit about me. I didn't know nothing about you, bro. I didn't know anything about you. So I came on my live a couple weeks ago and I said, yo, bro, I don't know you, bro. Why are you even speaking and talking about my daughter and having her picture up there, my nigga? Like, why? You might not matter, but that's still a child, my nigga. You want to talk shit about Henny? Talk shit about Henny. Leave my child out of it, you heard? You see how I just did what I did? And I didn't have to say anything bad about your child, you heard? I didn't. But you're pumping bad dope out here, saying some shit like that happened to my child when it didn't. For what reason you're doing that? I don't know. I never did nothing to upset you. I didn't know who you was. I'm just telling you what you should do with your time instead of fucking doing fucking hour lives in your car. You heard? Talking about Henny and Henny's child, respectfully. You got other problems, my nigga. I don't know if it's the chemo or whatever the fuck it is that's fucking your brain up, but Like, focus, read a book, go to church, get a Bible, do something. Do something, you heard? Leave me alone, because I can get real disrespectful. And listen, I know a little bit more. I know a little bit more. As soon as somebody saw me go live, and I'm not talking about anybody in my chat, people like to, you know how this internet shit goes, bro. People that know people, that know people, that know people, hit my shit up, you heard? Hit my shit up. I'm not trying to do you like that, my nigga, because I don't know you. You really haven't done anything to me. You just repeated what that faggot ass one eye person said. You heard? You mad at somebody? Take it up with them. Stop associating me and taking shit and involving me in whatever fucking smoke you got. Cause obviously you got some type of smoke you got with me. You clipped the live that I was talking about when somebody asked Henny. Somebody asked Henny, Henny, what do you think about Artie sending New Jersey Jay some money after Jay punched him in the face? Shout out to Jay and shout out to Artie. I said, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. The only way I would give another if somebody was to punch me, which I fucking highly doubt it. You heard, Tony? You heard? You want a free pizza? Come punch me in my face and see if you're gonna get a free pizza. You heard? Because first of all, you're not gonna punch me, and I'll still buy you a pizza and blend it up for you so you could drink the motherfucker. You heard? You heard? You clipped the live and you talking about the Henny and punching me in my face and I buy niggas pizzas and you talking about my daughter and my daughter's private part and how much you don't give a fuck about the dirty sector, but you got sucking mad dirty sector dick, nigga. You heard? Men don't suck dick. You heard? Bitches do. Pardon me, bitches and women. You heard? That's who sucks dick. You heard? It sounds like to me like you a bitch, cause you up here sucking mad dick every fucking chance you get. You heard? You don't know me, bro. You don't know me. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, cause I'm telling you, just leave me alone, my nigga. Just leave me alone. You got a problem with somebody? You said your issue with OG was that he called you crack something, right? That's the issue with OG. When I did my live, right? You said if he would have called me by my name, I would have not even said anything about him. I would have let him just talk shit. That's what you said. I didn't say that. I heard you say. So when I did my live, after you put my daughter on your screen, I called you by your name, by your YouTube name. I called you by that. Yo, my man. And I called you by that name, thinking, right? Thinking, oh, this little Mexican wetback addressed me by my name. He didn't get disrespectful. He's right. He never did nothing to me. So let me leave. Let me stop talking about him and his child. You heard? You didn't do that though. You didn't do that. How do you squeeze all this time to? That sounded crazy. You heard? That sounded crazy. Knowing that you got a fucking something up your ass the size of a fucking football. You heard? Respectfully. Respectfully. My next live, I'm gonna go a little bit crazy on you. You heard? Respectfully, you're up here fucking making AI pictures. Like, look at your imagination. You're making AI pictures, putting high heels on motherfuckers, and doing all this stuff. Meanwhile, putting clown faces on niggas. Meanwhile, the text messages you're showing is between you and the other cocksucker that's on his fucking live crying about bitch shit. You heard? Respectfully. Why don't you start a fucking podcast together and go up there and cry like bitches together? You heard? Cause if you get on a live and you talk by yourself, you got nobody to talk to. So you end up, kind of like you might be on 100, but then you simmer down a little bit. You heard? You got somebody else to cry to. Y'all both cry like bitches together. You heard? Give us some content. Give us something to talk about. Laugh at. You heard? Respectfully. Respectfully. Like I said, that shit's becoming scary. You heard? That shit's becoming scary. And he's seen these messages. I know he's seen these messages already. I know he's seen them because he was in the bushes the day I went live. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Um. Yeah. You heard? Don't forget. Don't forget. Not Henny. Henny's not the one telling you acting like a bitch. Henny's not the only one that notices. You heard? Bro, men don't act like that. You heard? I don't know you. I don't know you. Leave me alone, and we good. Go on your way, and I go about my business. You heard? Because all you're gonna do is pump bad dope. That's what you've been doing. That's what you're gonna continue to do. Just leave it alone, bro. Just leave it alone. You heard? Respectfully. Um, Let me see. What else I was gonna talk about? I was gonna talk about Latin fucking culo. You heard? Sunday, I get a DM. Yo, Cuba's over there running your content. You know what I'm saying? So I go over there to see what he's talking about. He was talking about the live I had did be prior to that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Cuba, you lied, nigga. You lied. You lied about a bunch of things, but you specifically lied about your dog. You heard? Respectfully. You said I was fucking wishing bad on your dog and all this kind of crazy shit. I never said anything bad about your dog. I said you posted a video of the fucking dog and everything was muted. And I said you probably a dog walker. But I never wished anything bad on your dog. I'm not going to do that. Bruce is not going to allow me to do that. You heard? Bruce is not going to allow me to do that. Respectfully. So quit lying, bro. Like I said, you be kicking all this. Like every day's a new day to keep it real. You heard the bullshit that you've done. You did that already. You know what I'm saying? That shit's done and over with. You're not gonna change my mind. I know what it is. You know what it is. You gotta. That part I do understand a little bit. You don't want to look bad. You gotta take that shit to the grave. All right, but me and you and a bunch of other a bunch of us know what's been done. People were there. People know what it was. You heard? You know about the whole situation. Um, you know about the whole situation with since the day that shit happened, since last summer. I don't remember exactly what day it was, but you know exactly everything that's been going on with my kids and with the Latin faggot nigga since that shit's been happening. You heard? You heard? Then people ask you if you're gonna lie, bro. I might be like, like I'm taking that. I take that shit offensive. You might not say yo Henny suck a dick or any Henny go, but the minute you say anything other than the truth, you're calling me a liar when I'm not lying, bro. You heard? I ain't mad at you. Shout out to you. I said that shit. You work hard for your money and you sending that shit to my son. You heard? Do I think it's a little weird? Yeah. But I know you're not doing nothing to my son, you heard? So salute to you, you heard? You saying you did it out of the kindness of your heart, I know otherwise, you heard? I know it. That's my son, you heard? You're a father, right? You got parental instincts, right? Bro, I know what it is, you heard? Stop lying on niggas, you heard? Respectfully. Um, maybe you were saying the truth about the booties. Maybe you did shampoo your carpet, you heard? Maybe you did shampoo your carpet. Mac, I heard you say in your life that you think that shit was AI. That shit wasn't AI. I seen it with my own two eyes. You heard? My eyes are mad loyal to me. They don't lie to me. You heard? If they see something, they keep it real. I seen that shit with my own two eyes. That shit wasn't AI. But I have to say that you might have shampooed your floor. Floors be all wet and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? After you shampoo them, you don't want to walk around barefooted. Your feet get wet. You know what I'm saying? So you might got that. But I still don't understand the two ping pong tables. Cause you could have got a ping pong table and an air hockey table, right? You could have got a ping pong table and a foosball table, or a ping pong table and a pool table. But that seems like to me a place where elderly people or people with a little bit, you know what I'm saying, live up there. Everybody, this person got that penthouse, this one got that apartment. You know what I'm saying? They go out there and you ping pong. You know what I'm saying? You want to take a quick little smoke break. You go out that door right there, go to the balcony. You heard? Respectfully, but I don't. You like I said, the carpet shit can make a little sense, but what fucks it up is the two ping pongs. You heard? If it was a ping pong and a pool table, I'd be like, oh nah, yeah, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But the whole ping pong table shit, that fucked me up. You heard, respectfully. Um, um. So we didn't finish. I don't remember why I dropped. I don't know if I got a phone call, but I ended up leaving. Right, Cuba, you asked me what was my shit with pain. So not only am I gonna talk about it real quick, but I also last night OG last night I'm gonna drop the link in a minute too. Last night wasn't no smoke. I didn't do a live last night to go tit for tat with you or nothing. You're a fast talking motherfucker. You heard? And I'm on the phone. I'm in the chat typing. To me, to answer some of the questions you was asking and shit like that, to me is a lot easier to talk instead of typing. You heard? That's why I did my live. It wasn't to go tit for tat, to violate you, or none of that. You heard? Respectfully. Um, but last night there was a troll that be going around the chats, and his name is Ace Velvet, right? And this is for Cuba because he was asking me about the whole stain thing. But I'm just saying what happened last night. That troll's been. He comes around. He does come around a lot of places. He does. He's always saluting me. He always salutes me. Once in a while, I'll tell him to SMD. I call him Velvet. I say, Velvet SMD, stop saying my name. But most of the time, I just ignore him. Most of the time, I just ignore him. He came into my chat sometime months ago, and he was like, yo, what up, Henny? And I'm like, how you gonna come in my chat talking like that? I said, yo, change it. He's like, nah, I ain't got no smoke with you, bro. This is my name. I'm like, well, change the name. I'm not gonna block you. Don't say nothing crazy. He stopped typing. I didn't block him. He didn't say nothing crazy. He told me otherwise. But let me tell you something, right? This person is trolling me and trolling my daughter. You heard? Respectfully, he is. I don't care. Everybody has their own chats. I don't hold. I don't. I'm not the type to be like, oh, this person's in your chat. You letting this. But nah, I don't care about that shit. All I did last night when he said my name is, yo, don't type my name. Don't say nothing to me. You heard? Like y'all was saying, keep it cordial. Get your trolling on. Just don't talk to me. You heard? Don't talk to Henny. That's what I was telling him, right? But I'm gonna let Kuva know some stuff, right? So sometime last March maybe, we were in Latin Michael's fucking chat, right? And Point Guard, shout out to Capo. His name was Point Guard before he changed it to Capo, right? Capo comes in there and salutes me. I salute him back. The Boston Fupa nigga, right? Not Cuba the Bronx, but the Boston Fupa nigga. You heard? The one that can't, the one when he pees, he can't see his dingling. You heard? He got to sit down to pee. Him. He types to me in the chat some crazy shit. Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Some shit like that in those words. Mind you, I don't know this dude. I don't know him. I ain't got no friendship with him. Fuck is you talking to me like that for? But Payne was talking about something completely different. So I was like, I'm not gonna throw his content off. So I went to the Homeboys DM. We had two group chats. We had immediate Rico Squad group chat, and then we had what they used to like to call a fan one. People that want to be like close and shit like that, right? So I went into the other one had like 30 something people in that chat, 20 something, I don't remember, but it was a bigger chat. I went in there, I knew he was in there. I knew he was in that chat. So I tagged him and I said, yo, what the fuck is you talking about? What's up with that? What was up with the shit in the chat over there? He was like, he said, he said, oh, I don't fuck with Point Guard and you saluting him. And I'm like, you like you're a grown ass man. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know you. Yeah, but I don't fuck with people that don't fuck with. Then don't fuck with me. I said, and that was that. That was we had it all back and forth in the chat. That was that. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Fuck out of here with that bitch shit. And you act like a bitch. You heard? Respectfully. A few days later, they asked about it in the group chat. I talk about it. Jess says that I was, and I'm talking about Tokyo is Jess. She says that Boston was out of pocket, this and that and the third. Don't tell him that we got this group chat because he keeps asking for us to make a regular group chat for us or whatever. Anyways, Payne was staying out the shit. He was. He was. But I was starting to distance myself because I I knew Payne fucked with Boston Fupa. I knew he fucked with him, you heard? But he also fucked with me, but I was distancing myself, you heard? BK718, salute. Justo, salute. Tops, I salute. If I missed any of y'all, my bad. I'm just over here rambling, you heard? So I don't remember exactly if this happened first or not, but um Boston Fupa, I don't know if I was on Mink's channel or DBN's channel. Me and him had this disagreement already in that group chat. I think I was on DBN's panel. I'm almost positive. OG Bobby was there, Ming was there, DBN was there. We was all on the panel. We was deep. Boston Fupa comes in the chat and he says, "What's up?" to all the cupcakes on the panel. That's how Stain, the one that his side chick thought I had a bigger dick than him. That's how he got that whole. That's why he started calling me cupcake. You heard? So he said, yo, something about all the cupcakes on the panel. And I was like, pardon me, they were talking on the panel. I said, yo, hold on a second. I said, yo, who the fuck you calling a cupcake, B? Now, I only said that because if we were cool and he was joking around, because, you know, Ming likes to bake and shit like that. So he be drop cupcakes, right? So when he comes in there, he's saying it funny. And I get that. But if we're cool, that's cool. But now me and you don't fuck with each other. Now I feel like you're calling me a faggot. You heard? So I'm like, yo, who the fuck is you talking to? Because if I don't fuck with you, I'm not going to address you. I'm going to be like, yo, these guys accept whoever. You know what I'm saying? Unless you really like that. You heard? Boston Fupa, and you not like that because you swore on your crown you was going to handle your business. You heard? And I swore on my crown that you wasn't going to do nothing. I held up my side of the shit. You heard? You heard? You haven't done shit, pussy. Anyways, that shit happens. I go into Payne's chat the next day, I think it was, and he said something kind of slick. He said something, he was mad at me, whatever. I left it alone. I hit him up. We talk. He's like, you know, I fuck with him though. And I tell him, I'm like, yeah, but you say you fuck with me too. He's a grown ass man. Like, why are you getting in between it? Oh yeah, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he ended up saying, then we don't got nothing to talk about. Cause I told him, I said, this ain't got nothing to do with you. It got nothing to do with you. I'm not taking no orders from nobody. I move on my own motherfucking accord. You heard? You heard? I'm a humble ass nigga. But I got heart and a big dick, you heard? So I don't need none of that shit, you heard? Respectfully, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit niggas is talking about. Just cause a nigga mad humble, niggas try to take that shit for weakness. So I told him I move on my own accord. I don't know what you mean by that. Nigga hangs up the phone. All right, cool. Leave it like that. So I stopped fucking with the nigga. One day, my daughter's here, my son's here. I'm playing Parcheesi with my daughter. Before I was playing Parcheesi, I was in Cuba's chat. Me and Cuba didn't have no smoke. We're playing we're in the chat. My daughter's like, she shows me the Parcheesi box. So I leave the chat. I sit down. We play a game of Parcheesi. Maybe like 15 minutes later, because I smoked the boots, respectfully. I smoked the boots on Parcheesi. You heard? Maybe like 15 minutes later, she went to go watch a movie or TV with her brother. So I get back on YouTube. Cuba's still on. So I go back in the chat. Now I notice that Payne and his and Jess, Tokyo is Jess, the one that put the drooling emojis on my story when she could see my dick print. You heard? That Jess. They're in the chat. But Blackout was in there. There was a few people in there that you know what I'm saying, I was fucking with the shit like that. So we continue with the joking around in the chat. I don't say nothing to Stain. He don't say nothing to me. I don't say nothing to Jess. He don't say nothing to me. Stain asks in the chat. I remember this shit vividly, you heard? He's like, yo, Cuba, drop the link. Cuba drops the link. Now, I'm assuming it was right before he hit the link because he wasn't on the panel yet. He left a comment in the chat saying, Henny, Blackout, and he said two other names. I don't remember the two other names. Yo, Tommy, I just read your comment, you heard? So he left, like, it wasn't like four separate messages. It was one comment he left in there. He said, he shouted us all out, all four of us in one shout out. Henny, Blackout, and two other names. Shout out to y'all. So I put a salute emoji. Mind you, me and Payne were already kind of beefing and shit like that. Big 5-inch Irv, the one that he walked in when some nigga was fucking his wife and he didn't do shit. He sends me a screenshot of it. because he was watching from the bushes like bitches do. He sends me a screenshot of it, and he says, "Yo, I'm proud of you and Pain. Like I don't like to see y'all niggas beefing or whatever." Pain goes up there. They talk about whatever they're talking about. All right. Um, but prior to this, we was kind of distant already. But since he saluted me in that chat, I about a week later, I don't really remember how much later. I remember I was in Mano's behind the bar had a live, and I was in there. I get a notification that Pain just came live. So I click it and I went over there and I type in the chat. Mind you, he made the he's the one that saluted me first in the Cuba chat. So I went in there and I saluted him. And I'll never forget a favor that he did to me, and I carry that shit dearly. Always did, always said it. You heard? I've always said this shit. So I type in the chat and I say, "Yo, Pain, what up? Love you, my nigga." You heard? And boom, Boston Fupa was probably sitting down peeing when he was, females usually when they sit down to go pee, they take their phone with them. And he was probably on YouTube and saw me come in the chat when he was sitting down pissing. You heard? Because he doesn't like to get pee everywhere. So he had probably sit down to pee. He saw when I typed that shit and he boomed me out the chat. And right after he boomed me, Jess says, "Fuck out of here, Cupcake." So now let me tell you something about Jess. I knew Jess about 8 months before that, since the end of the summer prior to this day. I put a picture up. My son, we was at a pool. My son was over there drying out. He was drying off. He was sitting. He was getting. I don't know if he was eating or he was doing something. And he was sitting by the little. He was sitting at the little the little pool table. The big ass pools have them chairs and shit like that with tables and umbrellas. He was sitting down over there. He's fucking with my phone, and he takes a picture. No, it was his phone. He takes a picture of me. I was coming out the pool, but it was a dope picture. I didn't notice. The first thing, I'm not into dick, you heard? So I didn't notice that obviously my pants was mad wet, and you could see the fucking matruski right through the fucking pants, you heard? Respectfully. But I didn't notice that shit, you heard? I posted that shit in my story. Shortly after, Talk Your Ish Jess, the one Pain was telling that he wants to suck her fucking cooter cat, you heard? She dropped heart eye emojis, drooling emojis, and fucking eggplant emojis. When I seen the eggplant joints, I went and looked. I looked at the picture and I'm like, oh my god, I got my kids, I got family on my Instagram. I don't want them seeing that shit. She noticed it. You heard? So I deleted the story, the pic, right? So mind you, she was just coming around. I've been around staying for a minute. I don't remember her ever being around. You heard? So they wasn't really serious at the time. I didn't feel like I had to say nothing. I just wasn't attracted to her, so I just dubbed her. I just didn't say nothing to her at all. Months passed, and I see her and Stain are into a relationship, and I'm like, oh shit, this dirty bitch was over here liking my picture and all this shit. But I didn't say nothing though because I didn't respond to it. She was just starting to come around, so I just left it alone. So boom. The So when she drops me out the chat, when she says "fuck out of here, Cupcake," I went back to fast forward again. When Boston Fupa shot me out the chat, she said "fuck out of here, Cupcake" or some shit like that. I went back to behind the bars and shit because that shit had me tight. How I'm coming over here to show this nigga love? Cause I got the screenshots. You could see I watched him read the. He said, "Yo, who just got shot?" And he read it, and he read my comment, and I could see it in his face like, "Damn, this nigga ain't say." Yo, Stain, I know you in the bushes, and you know I'm not lying, nigga. You know I'm not lying. He read that shit, and you could see like he wasn't gonna say nothing to them about it, but you could see like, damn, this nigga ain't even say nothing bad. He came through to show love. The only reason I went to show love was because prior to that, he went into Cuba's chat and saluted me, you heard? So I went back on Mano shit. They had 40, 50 people over there. I hit the link. I was like, I waited till they finished talking. I said, yo, Mano, can you put me on the SummerSlam screen? He said, absolutely. He put me on the big screen, and I said, yo. I said, yo, um, I said, yo, He did that shit too. He probably went live knowing I was live, but it's cool. I was about to get off here anyways. I went up there and I said, because Tokyo just thought that because she was fucking pain, that niggas is scared of pain. Niggas was gonna say nothing to her. So I went up there and I threw a couple francs at Boston Cuba, and I also threw a franc at Jess. I said, "You think I'm scared because that's your man? Fuck you, bitch. Suck my dick. I never did nothing to you." And I said, "Why you wanna fucking shoot me at the chat and the cat? You're beefing with me for no reason because we didn't have no beef, but." What, 8, 9 months ago, you was just dropping drooling emojis on my dick pic. Now, Pain must have hit her up and said, yo, is this true? And she said, no. This is why Pain don't like me. Pain, this is why you don't like me. You heard? This is why you don't like me. Because then you went around saying that I'm lying. So I said, right, when Street Queen started coming around, people were trying to figure out who Street Queen was. When that girl, the bag of chips, was coming around, people were trying to figure out who she was. Because just thought, shout out to From Bumbly, just thought that bag of chips was from Bumbly. She hit me up, she was like, yo, Henny, be careful, that's from Bumbly, this and that. I'm like, no, it's not. Yes, it is, Henny, I'm telling you, I know how she types. I'm like, yo, I fucking talked to her on FaceTime. Fuck is you talking about? Anyways, Irv sent me a screenshot of just asking him in their DMs on Instagram. On your DM, you can change the theme to the DM, right? So Irv, prior to this big mess going down, has sent me screenshots of just asking him, yo, you know who Street Queen is? Yo, Henny, the other one said something about bag of chips. But I look at the pictures, then I delete them. But I forgot that when you, even if you delete them, when you go into your Google Photos, those photos will be in there, right? So Jess tells Payne, Henny's lying. I never thought that his dick was bigger than yours, Payne. I never thought that. That's what she said to him, right? So Payne's like, oh yes, Henny was lying. So my thing is, why, if this is Jess' account and she's talking to Payne's friend, which is Irv, the guy that let a dude fuck his bitch and he didn't do nothing, having a pistol in a billy club, why, when they're talking to each other, did they change their theme to this? They don't see those lollipops? I know if this was my girl, I would be like, yo, bitch, why is your theme lollipops with this nigga? You heard? Huh? So when I showed this, okay, Henny didn't have proof of her liking his dingling pic, but Henny has proof of just changing the fucking theme between her and Irv's fucking messages with each other. You heard? So this is when Payne's pride and his little heart got crushed when he figured out that yes, he did think I had a bigger dick than you, nigga. You heard? This is why you're so miserable. You heard? I heard that shit multiple times from women. Many times I heard that shit from women. You heard? That when they got a little dingling, they be so mad and walk around pissed off and always fighting and always rah, 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 rah. You know, the Tony vibes, the Sean Prince vibe, the Stain. You heard? Respectfully. So, you know what he did? You know what Payne did after that? This live, this was Bucks' live. I'm about to show you. This was Bucks' live. Mac and Buck were up there, and Payne pulled up, and Payne said this.
Girl, that shit was disgusting. When I spoke to that woman, she was crying on the phone, crying that at 4 years old they couldn't find that baby's hymen, my nigga. Come on, son, that's disgusting.
And from him saying that, the very next day, the troll Hyman Hammer comes around to her, and they go in Payne's chat, and they go in Sean Prince's chat, and they go in this chat and that chat, talking wild shit about me. But then come to Henny and say, no, I wasn't. Henny's not a bitch. Henny's not stupid. I'm not gonna cry about the shit. I move the way I move. I leave shit alone, but I observe every fucking thing. I don't give a fuck where these people go at. I don't give a fuck who fucks with them. Henny don't want nothing to do with the person. You heard? But that's where Hyman Hyman Hammer, that's where that was created from. From listening to Pain say this about my 4-year-old daughter at the
Yo,
time.
that shit was disgusting. When I spoke to that woman, she was crying on the phone. Crying that at 4 years old, they couldn't find that baby's hymen, my nigga. Come on, son. That's disgusting.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's why when OG, when you saw me in the chat yesterday, that's why I said to the Velvet, yo Velvet, don't say my name, don't talk to me. You heard that? That's the reason why, because I know that's why they made that troll account. You heard? Like I said, I ain't got no smoke with nobody. I know everybody's point of view is different, right? Because if it's not happening to you, and this is no disrespect to nobody, you don't really look into the shit. The shit doesn't really hit home. For me, that name hits home because I know where it comes from. You heard? So I just move around. You know what I'm saying? A couple times I'll tell them SMDs and I'll do this and I'll do that, but I just leave that troll alone. I don't fuck with him. You heard? Um, and the motherfucker says that that's his name, but that wasn't the name. That troll came around the very next day after Stain did that and Bucks his shit over there. You heard? Bucks, that's why your channel's dead, because you let that fucking dark spirit on your shit. You heard? Respectfully. You heard? But that's all I really came up here to do, was cook that little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see y'all around and shit like that. Shout out to all y'all that pulled up, hit the like button, and listen to me talk my shit. Shout out to all y'all. You heard? I'll be around. Peace and blessings.